So let's go ahead and jump right in. So it's a beginner's guide to UX design in AppSheet. So today's agenda, we're going to be looking at UX design as a whole. We're going to look at an overview of UX design. Then we're going to pass it over to Clark, and he's going to teach us how to create that guided user experience in AppSheet. Then we'll have time to answer your specific questions for a live Q&A at the end of our webinar. If you're interested in learning more about Paperworks Pro, I'm going to throw their link in the chat. It's also in the description. And if you want to check them out, you can click on this link here where it says learn more. So a little bit about their product. They are a rules-based document creation platform, and they capture information electronically on forms. They automatically generate the PDF and Word documents based on this information. You can store it, edit it, copy it, and share these documents. The great thing about their platform is it's unlimited user licensing. And what you get when you sign up for contact information with them, it's a risk-free custom demo using your data. So they'll show you how this Forms to Docs application works. They'll set it up for you for free for your first template. And it's 90 days, no questions asked, guarantee. So Forms to Docs, make sure you go over to their website and sign up for a free consultation with them.
Yeah, I actually know the owner of this company, and he's an awesome guy. He really is. He's a stud. So that no questions asked guarantee, that sounds just like him.
Yeah. They're AppSheet training subscribers and AppSheet users. So they are very much in this community, and we love having them a part of our AppSheet training community as well, and excited to see their product grow. So if you're looking to create these features for your business, please reach out to them. They're a great group of guys to work with, and we highly recommend them. Okay, so today, like we said, we're going to cover UX design. So let's do a quick overview of what UX design might look like in AppSheet. So what you are able to do in AppSheet is we'll go over these extensively with Clark's demo. So we have our employee onboarding app here, and we're going to look at how to create views, brands, and format rules. So those are really the three main components that you're going to be able to customize and really build out the user interface that you want inside of AppSheet. So views allow you to create those custom components that visualize your data well in AppSheet. So as you can see here on this view, we've got kind of a card view with different pictures and icons. And then we've got custom actions also on this view that allow users to navigate to different parts of the app. And so instead of just looking at a Google Sheets data set and trying to plug and play all of your business data, you've got a fully functioning app that allows users to easily enter data and interact with it in a familiar way, which is essential for kind of getting user buy-in to using your app throughout your organization, or if you're building a personal app, getting other people to use your app as well. So you want to make sure that it's familiar. The design is consistent across. So we can talk a little bit more about that, about brand guidelines and stuff like that as we move into the UX, creating the guided user experience portion. So brand is that custom theme. So like I was saying, making sure that the overall design is consistent. You got similar colors, it's matching your brand guidelines, and you've got a similar feel throughout the app. People know where to navigate and how to navigate on this app. And then finally, you can create custom format rules. So this is really essential for like maybe timesheet apps or task tracker apps when you're trying to set priorities or visualize if you're clocked in or clocked out, setting those icons to know this person's clocked in or you've clocked out. And then for task management apps, you can show like this is a high priority project. Make sure you start on this first. Whereas, and you can set that based on conditions in the app. So you might have a priority column, and you, if it's high priority, then you're setting that column to red. If it's low, it's blue, so you can set those format rules just like you would in Google Sheets. AppSheet has a solution for that as well. All right. So then next, how to create a guided user experience in AppSheet. So as always, it's most important to start with that structured database, right? If you get that database structured correctly, then the whole process after that is, a lot smoother. Your second step is to visualize that data using those custom views. So AppSheet will, create those custom views for you.
Struggling over there.
Yeah. My bad. So AppSheet will create some system views for you, right? But what we want to do is create those views ourselves. So a lot of times AppSheet does a pretty good job of understanding how your data should look once it's connected to their AppSheet editor. But you always want to like update it and make things easier for the end user to move around in your app. So the way we do that is using views and creating custom navigations within those views. And so that's the third step, creating custom actions for quick navigation. So a lot of times AppSheet can understand like you want this type of navigation, but let's say for instance, you're like, I want to make a menu view and make it dynamic based on who's logged in. So like for this example, this person has not created an account yet on our app. And so it's prompting them to join the team. And we looked at how to create that logic last week, where the menu changes based on if the user has a profile or not. And that's going into expressions and kind of combining the two worlds of like UX design plus business logic. And then once you can like understand how that works in the editor, you can really make your app do a lot more things. All right. So just to review our use case, the main purpose is we're trying to build a team onboarding app for our company, AppSheet Training. The business process is to just digitally manage this onboarding process. So we want to make sure team members can sign up, they have resources to look through, and we can send company updates. Okay, so our database is shown here. We have a menu page, we have, or rather table, we have a team table, department table, and a resource table. And if you were with us last week, Cameron showed you guys how to make a category table and make an advanced resource categories view. So we'll kind of look at that and how to structure the UX portion of that a little bit more today. So that's our database. Clark also did a great demo of showing you how to build out this whole database from scratch. So that's one of our other webinars. It's called Database Design, and it's still up on YouTube, and you can find it there. So just a quick overview of what our database looks like. Again, there's one more data set that got added to this, rather data table, but this is like the main components of our database. And actually, if you want access to this, it's right in the description. So you just click copy and customize employee onboarding app. It should be down there. And I'll show you guys how to access that in just a minute if you can't find it. All right, so let's look at our AppSheet demo real quick. Let me switch over to my tabs. Okay, so this is our employee onboarding app. If you haven't gotten this quick reference guide yet, make sure to sign up and register for our weekly webinars at appsheettrain.com/webinar. And you can get access to this quick reference guide. It's also in the description. If you just click that copy and customize, and you can start following along with us. So has a quick table of contents, and here's the app template. So this is the app we're looking at today. You just click this link right here, and it will navigate you to our employee onboarding app. Okay, here's our employee onboarding app. So here's our main page. This is our menu. So just real quickly, if you haven't seen this before, we have my profile. If we click on that, I updated the UX a little bit. I changed it to a, Clark, what is this view called? It's a card view, but it's
it's a quick edit card view, no?
Yeah, quick edit card view.
It's a detail view with a card layout with quick edit.
Right.
I think this is what that is.
Yeah. So you can see Crew Apps is currently logged in with their email, and then the user can update their name and last name and say if they want email updates or not. And then if we go back, we can see the team directory. and we'll look at how to design this. So I like this view because it kind of looks like a phone. I've probably said that a few times on these webinars, but it's still a fun view. So we'll look at exactly how to build this out today as well. And then we have resources. So here's all of our, here's our webinars, and then our trainings. And what else we got in here? Expressions. So one of the things Cameron did last week was add this new one, resource categories, review team resources. And this is another cool link inside of AppSheet, link to filtered view expression. And you can just create a new table and then filter it by the category. So he filtered it by those categories we already had in the resource table. So you have our certification. You can get an AppSheet, become a certified AppSheet. You can get your certificate of achievement to be a business application creator. And then your enterprise training. So if you're looking for enterprise training for AppSheet, you can find it there. Expressions. So if you want to learn more about expressions, we have those resources available. And what else we got? The trainings. So you get the idea. It's going through all of our different categories that we had, and organizing them that way. When a new employee comes, they don't have to look through a whole list of everything. It's categorized real quick and easy for them. So just like going into that whole idea of, we want to make sure the experience that the user has is quick, it's fun, and it's user friendly, right? It's not complicated, it's familiar. They know where to go and what to click, and it's not really confusing to the end user of the application. All right, so that is our quick demo of the app, and now it's time for Clark, and he's going to show you guys how to create this user experience inside of AppSheet.
We're going to try.
You got it, Clark.
Cool. So you should be able to see my screen now. Yeah. This is a copy of Austin's app, and I basically just deleted everything in it. So I still have the same data structure. I deleted everything. So nice. We're gonna be building all this stuff from scratch. For those of you who don't X all the suggestions, that's the best practice, so that you don't have to look at them anymore. Yeah. Every single time I always do it. But we're going to be building those. We're going to be doing the UX views. We're going to be doing the brand and the format rules. And then I believe we have 1 or 2 actions that we need to make. So typically whenever I'm working with a client and I'm developing a new application, I like to start at the foundation first. So in this case, it's going to be the actual views. So we're going to be building our views first. Then I like to create my actions that help me navigate through different things. And then after that, I will hit up my brand. And then lastly, my format rules. I like to do kind of a very generalized approach to it. So we are going to be building out these views. I know first we have a menu view. Luckily for us, it already looks like it's got a bunch of stuff on there. Yeah. So we could call this whatever we want, but for now we're just going to call it menu. Just easy, makes it really simple. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, if you haven't used a card view before, they're pretty neat. These are my favorite view. These are my favorite view types besides dashboards, obviously, because you can customize everything. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to hide all of this junk that means nothing to me. Yeah. So, and then these 4 things at the bottom, these are actions that you can customize to whatever actions you want. Let's see. And actually I want this to be name. Right, that's not too bad. Oh, actually, I've got it at the bottom. I don't know if I like it at the bottom.
You like having it at the top?
Um,
I think it looks cool at the top.
I think it looks fine.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is whenever you do have images, you can change these to be contained or fill. Your contain is going to look the best almost always. So keep that in mind. And then I don't want this. Cool. So pretty basic little view here, where we're gonna create some actions to actually allow us to navigate with that. But for now, I'm just gonna save it. The other thing that I suggest is putting icons. You have 9,473 or whatever it was. I counted once. And by counted, I mean I did math. I don't remember the exact number, but I do recommend having some icons for those.
We did have a competition to see who knew. And
at our company, we had a competition, and I won. I won the Reese's Pieces or whatever it was. But I don't like Reese's, so I gave it away. It's true. I don't like them.
Oh man,
peanut butter, in my opinion, should only be on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So that's just
and Reese's.
I don't like them. Cool. So we can make our next view. We're gonna make a. Let's see. I'm looking at my notes. We have a my profile view. Which should be off of the slice. Nice. So we can actually look at these slices if you'd like. My profile is very, very simple, where email equals user email. So pretty standard right there. And then we also have a menu show if user is in the directory slice, which, to be honest, I don't know what this is. What is this, Austin?
I think that's the
what is this for? What does this mean?
It's for like let me double check the app. It's like when a user signed in, it shows a certain menu view, and then if they don't have an account, then it shows join team.
Okay.
So that's like for the
Oh.
So I think you're actually going to want to, for the data.
I just changed it.
Yeah.
That was why. I was wondering why it had that on there.
Yeah.
Maybe we do put it underneath. I think I do like that better.
Yeah.
We'll move it down.
Okay.
And then contain.
Yeah. Nice. Boom.
Cool. One view done.
Yeah. So can you explain what that was with the menu real quick?
Yes. Sorry. So basically we have a filter on this, and I can show you the data too. This is all on the same sheet, I think. So we have this is our menu data table.
Yeah.
So we have some conditionals here. If the user is already in the database, then it's going to show them these 4 trues, these views that are true. So my profile, team directory, resources, and resource categories. And then the last one is if, for whatever reason, your user is not already in the database.
Yeah.
So say that they're a new hire or a new partner, whatever. What that means is they've been added to the application, but not to the back end. And so that join the team, I assume, is a way for them to add themselves in with their contact information, their departments, teams, etc.
Yep.
So pretty cool stuff there. I do like to have these for my app launcher views, which is what I would call this. Would be an app launcher or a menu. But cool. Then we have my profile. So like I said, this is going to be on that user email equals email slice. And so if we have a detail view for this, it's going to take us to us, which is pretty cool. We do have a computed name right there, which I'm not a huge fan of, so I'm going to change that. Display name. And then the other thing that I like to do, because AppSheet does add that computed name column if you have a first and last name, I actually only like to show this if the context is equal to form. Context view type equals form.
I learned
so that way.
Oh, go ahead.
That way you're not seeing computer name and first name, last name on these other views. But that's just how I like to do it. Sorry, what were you saying, Austin?
I was just going to say real quick, I learned something new this week about view type. I thought that view type was the only thing that you can put. Not the only thing, but like...
You mean context? You learned something new about context?
Yeah, about the context function, that you can actually do view and not just view type. I thought it was when you did context that it was always like view type.
There's a bunch of stuff you can do with the context expression.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the off the top of my head. There is some good documentation on it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. If you do context host.
Yeah.
So you have context and then host. Like so. Yeah. You can actually set this equal to like mobile. And so they're only going to see this if they're on their phone.
Whoa.
Yeah. Or browser, etc. There's some really cool things you can do.
That's actually pretty...
It's a nifty one.
Yeah.
And it's also, context is also one that a lot of people know about, but a lot of times they don't understand the full capabilities of that expression. Yeah, like I said, I put a context on here, so this will only show if it equals a form. And then I put another expression on the computer name. It will only show if it's not a form. So if I edit this, it's going to have first name and last name. My middle name is Weston. Those of you who didn't know. And so now it will automatically update that there. So pretty cool stuff. That's going to be my profile view. And I think that, my icon went away. Let's do... There we go. Perfect.
What'd you get? I didn't see it.
It's I believe this is the Republic. Let's see. This should be the Republic symbol from Star Wars.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Justin would be proud.
If that is incorrect to any of you Star Wars nerds, I am so sorry.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a unicorn for my profile, because why not?
Perfect.
And we'll put that one in the menu.
Yeah.
And we'll leave just the menu down here, which I am now thinking could be confusing on the naming scheme, but it is what it is. Okay. Then we'll have our resources. So this is going to be off of our resource table.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is going to be a card view. And so you can see all the resources that we have in this application. It looks pretty ugly, so I'm just going to take a couple things out. I don't know why all of these have the ID showing. That is gross. Not a fan.
Yeah, so what are you doing right now?
I'm just hiding those IDs. I don't like the fact that they keep showing up. Yeah. So I'm going to just remove them from the UX.
Nice.
Okay. So we have this resources card. Honestly, this is probably not how you want it to look, Austin, but for the sake of time, we'll just keep going.
Cool.
So that's our resources. Then we have our team, which is going to be off of our user table, which in this case is called team. And I'm going to do a deck view. I like deck views.
Yeah. Yeah. I use a deck view for this because if you use another view, I don't remember which one it is. I think it's if you use another view and you try to do the format rule on the thumbnail icon, it won't work. It'll put the highlight on like next to the thumbnail. And I was like, at some point I was building another one of these. Yeah. Like if there's a view that it won't highlight it correctly, it won't highlight the thumbnail. It will just put the highlight color right next to it. I think what's another view that's similar to that looks similar to this? I think it's a card view. You can change it.
I feel like it has to be a card view.
Yeah.
I know for sure it does a table gallery.
I think it's the card view. I tried it because I like how the card view's actions look.
Yeah, I do too.
But it won't work. The format rule won't work on the card view for the thumbnail icon.
How interesting. We may test that live
to
see if Austin's just a Jerry.
I might be.
And then this is the one you guys made last week, was the resource categories. And obviously this is going to be off of the categories here. And then we'll probably make this a table view. Yeah. See, these IDs are still showing. Let's save it and see if that's super weird. I guess I missed one. It happens. All right. So now I have some views here. If I look at my data source, I do have this view link. And so this is going to be what we're going to use on our actions to navigate between our app launcher and the rest of the application. So again, these don't have to be shown in the app because we're just going to be navigating. So I can actually move those down. And then we're going to create an action. Nice, we did it. Apparently I did not delete this action.
Nice.
I deleted the other one.
The other one is the link to view action, right?
Yeah, for the categories. And so we just need, if I go to my menu, cool. So on click, I have the ability to then select my action. In this case, I'm going to do a link to view of the menu. And so what this looks like, it's literally just a link to view expression. And then we took a column, which we preset these more or less. But what this does is you have a link to view, and then you need the title of one of the views in your application. There's some really cool things you can do with deep links, both in and outside of AppSheet, meaning in dynamic emails or in templates, you can have certain link to view expressions and they work. So there's some really fun stuff. If you haven't used these before, they're pretty neat. But I'm going to save this, and then we're going to test it out to make sure that it works. So once I click on my profile, it takes me to my profile. So if you remember, this was a detailed view of the user emails profile. If I go to team directory, it's going to take me to everybody in the team. I don't know who this is, so they don't work for us. Resources. I've got my resources here. And then lastly, I have my resource category. See, these are all the views that we just previously built. I had to look at what they were called, if you noticed before, because I had to make sure that I was calling them the right things. So this team form, you know that we didn't make that view in the webinar. That's actually one that AppSheet creates for us as soon as you add that table. So if I show my system views, we have our team, and then we have our team form. So pretty cool stuff there. Cool. And then one more of these link to filtered view is what we use now. This is what we did. This is going to be on that categories one, resource category. So whenever you click into this, it doesn't just show the name expressions. It's like a second app launcher, if you will. So we're going to create this as well. For me, I like to say what something is in my action name, and then I can change it in the display name. I just think that it makes being more organized is always better than being less organized, in my opinion. So this is going to be categories. I think I spelled that right, even though it looks categories is a weird word. So this is going to be on the categories table. And we are going to go to another view. And this should be a link to filtered view. So link to filtered view, I like to kind of think of it as a select expression, but not a list. But that's just kind of how my mind likes to think of it. So in this case, we'll do our resources view, right? So this is the one that has the expressions, and it has the webinars, etc. All of those things kind of lumped together. Resources. Nice. And then now we need our category to equal the one that we just clicked on. So in that case, it is going to be category is equal to this row dot name. If you haven't used the this row expression before, very, very handy. You don't have to use it a lot of times. Most of the time that I see it is actually in templates. But there's some pretty cool things you can do with that as well. So I believe that's it for this. I'm not going to display this. Make sure that this wasn't displayed either. Cool. And so now I can actually put this on the behavior of this view. So we're going to do that link to view categories. So now whenever I click on expressions, it's going to take me to a filtered view of all of the expressions in this application, which is pretty nice. Same thing. If I do certification, it's only going to show that one certification one. So pretty handy stuff there. So that should be it for our UX and for our views and our actions. Now we can kind of create our brand. And so this can look, obviously this can look any way you want it to be. If you want it to be Halloween themed, you can make it Halloween.
Nice.
However you want to do it. Yeah. It as the beholder, or whatever the express saying is. Right. I think I'm gonna do a nice purple.
There you go.
And I like dark theme. If I am using dark theme, I almost never use the colored style. I actually like the accented. I think this looks really clean, having the dark at the top, and then but at the same time, if you only have one thumb menu option, sometimes you do just want it to be colored. So it's kind of up to you guys. Then we can have an app logo. I don't like any of these, so I'm going to. I'm not going to go in there. We'll just use one of these.
Yeah.
This is going to be a rocket ship today.
The launcher.
The launcher is correct. And background image like so. I almost always show my view name
Nice.
In the header. I almost never show the logo on my professional applications, but I almost always show that view name, and I almost never hide the menu and search options. So those things are pretty easy.
Nice.
Okay, and then the last thing that we are going to need to do is to have some format rules. So if you remember, we were talking about the format rule for the thumbnail. We're going to go ahead and create that. Thumb. We're going to point this towards our team table. If you don't put a condition, it will see that as true, which is interesting. But we're going to do that. Then we can select a column. You can also select more than one if you use Control, as you can see here, or Command if you're on a Mac. But for this, we're just going to use that single column. And then I want to do a purple one.
There we go.
Boom. Boom, roasted.
That was awesome.
Pretty quick and easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're just gonna do that one single one. And I do want to actually test out. I want to just see if what you were saying is true or if you were a Jerry.
Oh yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
That is super weird.
It is so weird because you can recreate almost the same kind of view in a card view.
I guess that actually makes sense though, because when you put it like this, it changes the context of that column type essentially. Okay. And so it's changing it from a thumbnail to an image.
Oh.
Right, because this is an image,
not a. What is it in the? What is it? A deck view?
In the deck view, it's a thumbnail.
Oh, it's just.
So in this view context, it changes those that, and it for I believe it should be only probably thumbnail.
Right.
That changes.
Right.
Drawing actually probably changes too.
Yeah.
Most of my professional apps don't have drawings, but
yeah.
It
is interesting.
Option. Yeah. How cool. Yeah. And lame, because that means card view is slightly worse.
Yeah. Maybe they'll update it to where it keeps that same functionality. I was also wanting to. This is probably more in the data side of building out in the app formula, but I was wondering if there's a way to like change the color every time a new person's added, so you can make it like. Or maybe it is in format rules. You could.
What do you mean change the colors? Like change the thumbnail?
Yeah, so like the first row would be purple, the second row would be blue, and it would like have a list of colors that it would filter through.
Yeah, so essentially what you would do, I would probably have like 5 colors that it would kind of rainbow through. And you'd have to change up your data. You'd have to add a column. But essentially, you would do a condition where new column.
Mm-hmm. And it would just be the color.
Yeah, so you could do it like that, but well, how would you?
That's okay.
So how I would do it. Yeah. How I would do it is you would round. You would divide by. Let's say you have 5 colors. You would divide by 5, and if it's like the expression, if it equaled 1, then it would have 1 color. If it equaled 2, then it would have the second color. If it equaled 3, have a third color, etc. So that's kind of the only way that you would be able to do it, besides putting 100 format rules for each one, which would be pretty.
That would not be ideal.
I wouldn't like that.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Sweet. All right. Well, we have a few minutes left for live Q&A. We had a bunch of comments come in, so I'll filter through
sorry,
those.
I definitely forgot to look at these comments the entire time. We have this new interface, and
let me see what comments we've got that are some pretty good questions that we can pop on the screen real quick. Okay, so let's see. Here's a good one. Alexander says, "What is the best way to use and expression?" And
that's pretty cool. This is first time I've used this software. It's pretty neat.
Yeah. So, what do you got for that, Clark? The best way to use the and expression? Common use cases, maybe.
When you need more than one condition.
Yeah, like in an if expression.
Yeah, so you can use it in an if expression. You can have it in the condition of a select expression. If you wanted to put something in a show if, so like this column has to be true, and you have to be an admin to be able to view something. You know, there's honestly like no limit to the amount of options that you could use that and expression for. But and ors I use pretty frequently. Most things have more than one condition. So like if you needed a select expression where you wanted to show that team directory where their name wasn't Austin, and their start date was October 6th, 1926. Right, like you could do that in a select expression, or you could do an or there, right? And so it doesn't equal Austin, or their birthday or their start day was that day, which was Austin's start day. Unfortunately, he is quite old, 96. 96 years he's been at this company. Quick maths.
Yeah, been here for a long time. Sweet. Y'all keep throwing your comments in, and we can answer some of your specific questions about UX design. Jeremy was talking about, I was trying to find it, where'd it go, about doing the mobile view when we talked about context. Let me see if I can find it. So it gives you a way, actually built, it's dependent on the device used. Okay.
I think the more pertinent question is the one from John Staub. No, I don't. I don't like Reese's, even the seasonal ones. I think that they're.
I agree. I almost threw that up there for you, dude. It's a good question. How about this one? But I agree with you, John. I love Reese's. They are my favorite candy. So.
No, we're a Skittles family over here.
Nice.
We're Skittles.
Yeah. So you can pick your side, everybody. Skittles or Reese's. Okay, so Jeremy was wondering about.
We'll start a poll.
Yeah. The context expression, and I'm just gonna go ahead and throw up this one. So it gives you a way to use one AppSheet app, but filter options dependent on the device used. So I can use one AppSheet app and publish as a web app and a mobile app.
Correct.
And what are your recommendations for UX design for mobile versus desktop when you're building AppSheet interfaces?
I think that when you are the biggest concern when switching between the two are really just going to be sizing options. If you have a dashboard with 8 views on it, it's not going to be as much functionality for a user that's on their phone. Tablet's a little bit better, but obviously that view is meant for a browser. It's meant to be viewed in the URL format. Alternatively, those deck views look way worse. They look way worse on a desktop application. Card views can kind of go either way. Table views can kind of go either way. Even though really they were meant to be URL browser side. But that's going to be your main differences, is going to be just those UX views. If you have 50 views, honestly, you can just put expressions on each one, but just know if anything changes, you have to change it for all 50 views, right? So I would say, whenever you are increasing the amount of views that you have, you might just want to have 2 applications. If it is a cost thing, then obviously having that in one application will be more efficient for you.
Yeah. Okay, here's a great question from Kim. So she says, is there any way to keep the width of a desktop view to a percentage of the view width?
No.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no, Kim. That is one thing that I don't like about AppSheet is, a lot of things aren't as customizable. And that's just kind of how it is with no code platforms. Is you sacrifice a lot of your UX customizationals, whatever. You sacrifice those so that it will be quick, easy. Your average person can build these, which I think is a great trade-off. But
I think if I can speak into that a little bit, like what you were saying, Clark, using the views that are designed for mobile, using those views for mobile, and then using the other ones for desktop, and then kind of keeping those separate is a good starting point. If you are wanting that customization, there are other no-code platforms that allow you to do that are really cool.
Bubble is my favorite so far. That one's pretty fun.
Yeah, so if you are wanting to set those parameters, using Bubble allows you to do that. But there's a little bit more learning curve to that platform than with AppSheet. AppSheet is really quick to deployment. Bubble is a little bit more time consuming on the UX design part of it. And learning how to design a good UX in Bubble is a lot harder than how AppSheet just does it for you. Basically, you don't have to think about it.
I wanted to throw this comment up really fast. I felt like this random user, who I have no idea who it is, just want to say thanks for your support. For those of you who don't know, Stefan Quartermine is the CEO of our company, and he's my boss.
He's the best.
I'm not going to show the one that says Austin is fire, so you don't.
Thank you, Stefan. We appreciate all the support. He is why we're able to do all these things. So give a lot of shout out to Stefan, and super glad to be able to be using the streaming platform and to be here. So thank you, Stefan. You are also the bomb.
Yeah, if you have a story about how we've helped you in your application, feel free to send us an email. He would love to see that. He's very big on he loves helping people, so that would make his day. Any other comments, questions? I don't know which ones we've talked about and which ones we haven't, honestly. So any other ones that you want to you want me to hit up?
I think that's it for now. I did want to say I will be on the AppSheet community later today. So if you have specific questions that you want answered, just tag me there. It's at Austin_crew with a Q. Don't forget the Q. We always have the Q in our name. So QWER. Did I spell that wrong?
I wasn't listening.
I don't. For those of you that don't know, I have dyslexia, so I will mess up spelling for everything.
He messes up a lot of things, to be honest, not just spelling.
But if you want if you need more specific questions answered, feel free to tag me, and you can find my profile on the AppSheet community, and I'll come chat with you on the community and try to solve your AppSheet questions. All right.
I do see one. Kim said, could you randomly assign colors? So going back to those format rules, you actually could. So there are some random expressions And so you would essentially still assign a color to a number, and then you would have that random expression in your initial value of whatever record you're trying to do. So you could even have it as a formula, and every single time you update a row, the color changes. But typically, I see colors off of like statuses. So completed, not completed, started, not started, in progress, etc.
Yeah, nice, sweet. All right. So for those of you, let's do a little bit of a review. We talked about UX design today, and then Clark showed us how to create those features inside of AppSheet, and we wrapped up with a little live Q&A. And this video will be posted on our YouTube channel, so you can find it there. It's also in the AppSheet community, and so you'll have access to it wherever you're needing it. So I want to share with you guys a little bit more about how to get started with AppSheet training. So how it works is you can sign up for a free profile. Right now, there's over 3,000 subscribers on our platform. So we love the community, the AppSheet community, and getting to engage with app creators. So make sure you go over there to appsheettraining.com to sign up. It's free to join. And then you can explore your resources. So we've got innovative tools like the AppSheet Toolbox that you get access to with a free account. So if you have not used the AppSheet Toolbox, you definitely want to go and find that tool because it saves you so much time. I've seen people writing down table names on pieces of paper and trying to find their schema, their views, and everything. The Toolbox saves you all of that time, and it's all right there. Clark might have used it a few times in the demo, but it saves all of your expressions. You can use snippets. You can find community snippets. There's just so much stuff for you to explore. And this is just one tool. We have more that I'll talk about. And then you can find a learning path that's right for you. So it's AppSheet training materials. These are the leading materials in AppSheet development right now. They're built by experts, designed by experts, and they're made for you to help you start building out the apps that you want to quickly and efficiently. All right, so let's take a quick tour of the website real quick. So I'm going to go over here. So this is our appsheettraining.com website. No-code business automation made simple. So you can sign up for free, as you can see right there. You can also talk with an expert. So if you are wanting to learn more about AppSheet training and about how we can help your organization, go ahead and sign up for a free tech talk with Kale. He's great, and he'll get you the support that you need for building out your AppSheet apps. Again, another description of what is on appsheettraining.com, and then you can pick a plan that works for you. So I'm going to go ahead and go back over here. Another feature that you get when you sign up for your AppSheet training profile is access to our blogs. I really love writing these blogs every week, and I just get to, make some cool content about what's possible with AppSheet, and I'm learning a lot, and also just getting to pass that information along to you guys. So if you've watched the webinars, we also have blogs to go along with that. So last week we had the expressions. So there's the expression blog, and then database design 101 right there as well. And then just with your free account, you get access to all of these blogs. And so there's so much content on here available to you for free to get you building those apps quickly and efficiently.
What was that truck one?
That was Ryan.
Go down.
Yeah, that was Ryan's.
Go down. Who's Ryan?
He is. He made that field service app. So he worked with Crew to build a field service app, and launched it, and was able to get more clients and save money as like a small to medium-sized engineering firm, and beat out competition because he was getting work done way faster than his competitors with AppSheet.
Is that his truck?
I think so. Yeah.
How about that? That's cool.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. And then,
where are the blogs again, Austin? Where can people find the blogs?
So if you scroll down, you can click here to go to the blogs in the footer. Yeah, I think they're in the footer now. But this is an example of one of the blogs. And I'm really excited about this week's blog because it's UX design. So I made sure to add a bunch of icons and emojis. So if you like icons and emojis,
how many parrots are on this right here?
There's no parrots on this one, but this
Oh,
one
you
does
didn't
have.
do it right.
But look at this. This one does have GIFs. So if you're wondering, if you want like a written view, if you like need to go back and reference stuff, this is like the written view of these live webinars. And so you can go back and kind of mix and match what you need from each webinar.
I've honestly never read one of your blogs. This is cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing.
Thanks. And so there's that link to filtered view that we talked about. And you can see the GIF there. Also, we have the advanced one, and this is the menu view and how to create it. So you can see those there. Sweet. All right. So that's like just a quick example of what one of the blogs might look like. And let's go back to the slides real quick. All right. So with your community subscription, this is the free account. You get access to weekly webinars, AppSheet Toolbox, AppSheet IQ, and your weekly blogs and articles. It's free to sign up. There's over 3,000 people signed up. If you're an AppSheet user and you want to learn more about AppSheet, you don't have anything to lose. Sign up for an AppSheet training profile and get started with us today. All right. And then if you're a professional AppSheet developer, you have clients, or if you're just wanting to level up your skills as a citizen developer, sign up for the professional account. It's only $39 per month to sign up, and you get a 7-day free trial, so you can try it out.
Maybe we have a 7-day free trial. Man, I'm learning so many things today. That's so cool.
Yeah. So for the professional subscription, you get access to everything in free, or everything in community rather. You get an immersive learning experience. So these trainings are just top of the line, right? You're not going to get any better AppSheet trainings than our AppSheet trainings. That's why we exist. We want to give you the best content available. New courses added monthly. By the way, we have a new course coming. So there's going to be more details about that later. And we'll make sure you get invited to the event. And that way you can join us and come hang out with us again for another event. We also have an AppSheet certification. And if you have a professional subscription, you want to meet with Clark one-on-one or one of our other AppSheet developers, you get 15% off our consulting. And so you can get access by clicking there, and also throw that in the link as well. So let's take a look at some of our training content real quick. Go up here. All the way back up to the top. Okay. Here's our training. So the training's at the top. And then we have a full course library. You can grasp those key concepts quickly with on-demand courses. So the cool thing about our courses now is they're all on demand. So you can do it at your own pace whenever you want to. Let's look at this course. This is our AppSheet Essentials Bootcamp. Like I said earlier, I have dyslexia, and Deanna, our director of marketing, has made this course. I forget what it's, some kind of compliance, so that people like myself who need help with visualizing stuff and reading stuff more clearly, she's made sure that all of these courses are compliant with those regulations. So if I resume this course, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about real quick here.
Read us a paragraph, Austin. Let's see your dyslexia in action.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why this is taking so long. Okay, here it goes. Okay. So if we go to a lab, so they have labs and everything, video walkthrough, you can make a copy of the lab. There's also PDF documents that you can download. And it's just a full course walkthrough of going from building your relational data sets all the way to deployment. Right. And so I don't know if there's any PDFs on these specific modules that I'm clicking on. But what Deanna has made sure to include in these is that any PDF, maybe it's on these expressions ones, any PDF, you can copy it. So like here, and expressions, right? So there's some PDFs in here that teach you best practices about building expressions. And you can copy those expressions from the PDF file, which kind of blew my mind a little bit. Maybe I was just like a little bit impressed. But I thought that was really cool. So if you want to access the training content there, that's the professional subscription. And again, that's $39 a month, and you can try it out for free for 7 days. So you don't have anything to lose there either. Try it out, get all the content that you want, and then stick with us and hang out with us and get the most out of building on AppSheet with the professional subscription, right? So you can get access there. And I'm going to throw these links in the description as well. One more thing, we also have our enterprise and team trainings. So if you're looking for live training on AppSheet, let's say you're an organization that is building or that has bought AppSheet licenses, and you're trying to get your organization to use AppSheet to automate their business processes. And your organization maybe doesn't know how to use AppSheet yet, but you want to implement it as part of your business process, and you're looking to train your organization. Well, we have that available for teams and organizations where you get live trainings with our developers. We'll go through our courses live on call on Zoom with you. You get access to our full course library that's going to be updated every month. And you can learn more about that by downloading our business flyer. And that's on our enterprise page. I'll show you that. And then you can also set up a discovery call with us to learn more about what we offer for enterprise. So let's go ahead and look at that real quick. So if we go to our enterprise page right up here at the top, then you can look and learn some more about teams and enterprise trainings. So you'll level up productivity with AppSheet training. Download the flyer. You'll get our business flyer for learning more about enterprise, and then set up that discovery call. And you can learn more about it here on this page, as well as when you download that business flyer. So that's for teams and enterprise and organizations wanting to train their teams on AppSheet. All right. And then finally, next steps and quick links. Let me go ahead and throw these in the chat for you guys. So if you want to get started, this is for the free community subscription, just so that way we can stay connected. Go ahead and click this link here, and you can sign up for your free AppSheet training profile and get access to AppSheet Toolbox, webinars, blogs, all the things that you need to get quickly started building on AppSheet. And then you can sign up for your Tech Talk next. If you're a team or an enterprise, I have those links available to you here. Let me see. All right. And so if you're ready to get your organization up to speed on AppSheet, then and you're a team or enterprise organization, then you can click these links here. And I just threw those in the chat as well. And we'd love to connect with you and talk with you about how we can help your organization grow and start utilizing AppSheet to its fullest capabilities. And then finally, save the date for our next webinar, April 21st at 10 a.m. So our next webinar, we're going to be talking about automations. So actions and automations, we've been talking about it a little bit with the actions, but we'll talk about adding an automation to our employee onboarding app. So we will see you guys then. Again, I'll be at the AppSheet community. If you have questions, tag me, Austin_crew, and I'll try to answer your questions that you have about building out your AppSheet apps. All right. That is it for us today. Thank you guys for joining, and we will see you next week. Y'all have a great one.